Welcome everybody to Norristown Area High School Lady Eagles softball, where today the Eagles take on arch rival Plymouth-Whitemarsh. The Eagles softball team obviously off to an outstanding start, looking to finish strong, go into the playoffs on a winning note. So as we said, Norristown against PW, and PW at the plate first. Corinne Watson, the leadoff hitter, is about to come up. The lineup for the Plymouth-Whitemarsh Colonials: Corinne Watson, followed by Renee Stittler, Alexa Borkowski, Tori Beratucci, Carly Nozick, Katie Wacker, Erica Miller, Jordan Katz, and finally Michelle Taunton. Daisy Foster on the mound for the Lady Eagles, as she has been for the vast majority of the season, and she starts it off with a strike, and it's 0-1 to Corinne Watson. Corinne Watson, the left fielder for the Colonials, and she takes ball one, and it is 1-1. Daisy Foster, of course, has started all games but one for the Lady Eagles, and she delivers the 1-1 pitch, and it's fouled back for strike two, 1-2. Foster, of course, a senior and a captain, and quite a threat offensively as well as from the mound. Foster with the 1-2. Fouled back, still 1-2. So obviously this is a big game for both teams. I mean, Norristown PW is pretty much a rivalry in any sport, and both these teams having good seasons in it. Of course, intra-conference, and the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and there's strikeout number one for Daisy Foster. Receives congratulations from third baseman Gabby Berry and shortstop Maggie Cretion. And you'll see a lot of that from Daisy Foster, as she will pitch a lot of innings. She will strike out a lot of batters and win a lot of games. And now the shortstop, Renee Stittler, number 27, comes up for the Plymouth-Whitemarsh Colonials and takes ball one high, 1-0. Foster ready with the 1-0 pitch, and it is in there for strike one, and it is 1-1. Bases empty, one out, no score. We have just gone underway here at Norristown Area High School, where the Eagles are hosting the Plymouth-Whitemarsh Colonials. Here's Daisy Foster with the 1-1 pitch. There is strike two to Renee Stittler. That one's hit on the ground over towards shortstop. Creasing comes up with it, makes a strong throw to first, and they retire Renee Stittler on the ground out. Maggie Creasing showing off quite an arm there, quite a strong arm for such a small girl, but that's what Maggie Creasing does, and that's what the Eagles do. They bring a lot of defense to the table, and that's one of the reasons that Daisy Foster's been so successful. Obviously, her dangerous arsenal of pitches, her great endurance and all that, but the defense behind her has done a great job all season long, and there's a perfect example of it. And it's fanned on by Alexa Borkowski for strike one, 0-1. Foster gets the signs from catcher Taylor Copestick, and that one's tapped softly over to second base, and Stephanie Donoffi makes the catch. And it is a quick 1-2-3 inning for Daisy Foster, retiring Corinne Watson, Renee Stittler, and Alexa Borkowski in order, and the Eagles will come up in the bottom of the first. Back to Norristown Area High School, everybody. It is middle of the first, no score. Daisy Foster pitching a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the first, and now the Lady Eagles will come up offensively. Batting order: leading off and playing shortstop, number 7 Maggie Creasing. Batting second and playing center field, Sherilyn Cluth. In the 3-hole, the pitcher Daisy Foster. Third baseman Gabby Berry is the cleanup hitter. Gina Palecchio plays right field. She will hit fifth. In the 6th spot, Sammy Kidd in right field. Santoro, number 14, will hit hits 6th. Sammy Kidd's actually 5-hitter, excuse me. Copestick 7th, catching. Stephanie Donoffi playing second base, batting 8th, and Devin King at first. So Maggie Cretion digs in and takes ball one a little bit inside. Erica Miller on the mound for the Plymouth-Whitemarsh Colonials, number 22, and she deals, and it's put in play by Maggie Cretion over to second base, and she is promptly thrown out by the second baseman, Jordan Katz. So Cretion is retired. She's been a solid leadoff hitter for the Eagles all year long with her speed, but an easy defensive play there by PW, and it'll bring up Sherry Lynn Cluth. Sherry Lynn Cluth, a senior who will continue her softball career next year at Penn State Berks. Digs in here against Erica Miller. That one's a little low for ball one, 1-0. Cluth playing center field today and pretty much all season long for these Lady Eagles. Shows bunt and pulls it away and takes outside, 2-0. Still no score, bottom of the first, 1 out. Here with the Eagles batting. Again, Cluth showing bunt, pulling it back and taking low and inside for ball 3. It's 3-0. Cluth receiving the signs from third base and head coach John Kendrick, and we'll see what they do on 3-0. Will they let her swing? That one's almost hit her. And she will take a walk down to first base. So the first baseman of the game is Sherry Lynn Cluth. And she's got decent speed, so certainly a threat on the base paths now. And it'll bring up Daisy Foster for the Lady Eagles. Foster, the left-handed batter, trying to create something here in the bottom of the first for the Eagles. And that one is a little bit outside and low for ball 1, 1-0. And Sherry Lynn Cluth dancing around over there at first base, drawing some attention from the defense, drawing some attention from pitcher Erica Miller. And, I mean, when you get a base runner with some kind of speed on base, it can really cause problems for a defense, for a pitcher. That's what's happening right now. That one's down the middle for strike 1, and it's 1-1 to Foster. And right now, if you're Norristown, I mean, that was a solid strike down the middle, but Miller hasn't been finding the strike zone with enough consistency for me to be swinging away. I'd be taking a lot of pitches. That one's outside, 2-1. Cretion was up there swinging at one of the first pitches, but she walked Cluth on 4 pitches. Now is behind on Foster, 2-1. That one's off of Miller, and that's going to be a base hit. Cluth moves up to second, and Foster's on first with a little infield off the foot single as Erica Miller kicked it from the pitcher spot. And if she didn't, that one was headed right up the middle for a base hit. But either way, and now Foster will be replaced on the base path so she can get ready to go out there and pitch at the top of the second. And, of course, that's obviously an advantage for the Eagles because Foster, all the things she does well, running is not at the top of the list. So that'll bring up Gabby Berry. Gabby Berry, third baseman and junior, and swings at a pitch that's slightly outside, but dunks it into right for a base hit. And the bases will be loaded with just 1 away for Gina Pelleccia. By the way, that's Melito out there running for Foster. So with her on second, Cluth on third, and now Barry on first. Bases are loaded for the 5-hitter, Gina Pelleccia. So the Eagles already putting a ton of pressure on PW pitcher Erica Miller. That one is low for a ball. Just 1 away here, and the Eagles need to turn this into a multi-run inning. Strike down the middle, and I mean, opportunities as golden as this just don't come along every inning. So I mean, one run would be nice, but in this kind of situation, you're looking for a big inning. That one's low for another ball. I mean, you got your 5-hitter up, generally, one of your better power hitters. You got the bases loaded and only one out. That one's in there for a strike. That's strike 2. I'm Mark Hodinski. You're watching Lady Eagles varsity softball on NASD TV, hosting the Plymouth-Whitemarsh Colonials. Erica Miller on the mound for the Colonials. That one's chopped on the ground over the head of the third baseman. That'll bring in one run. Melito rounding third and headed for home, and she will be a dead duck. But meanwhile, on the back end of the play, Gabby Berry gets in there and takes third. So the Eagles get on the board. It's 1-0, but Melito out by a couple of yards at the plate. And it'll leave the Eagles with 2 outs, runners on second and third. And, of course, that 1-0 lead. Boy, sending Melito, not a great idea there. I mean, you test the PW defense, see if they could make the play, but I don't know. Flawless execution by them and on what wasn't that difficult of a play, and they get her easily. Good hit, though, by Gina Palecchio, getting the RBI. She'll end up on second, following Barry on the back end of that play, taking the extra base on the throw. Kid flails at it. It gets away, and out at the plate is Gabby Berry. Pitch got away from catcher Alexa Borkowski, but PW makes another fine defensive play and is able to get another runner out at the plate. So the Eagles have 2 runners out at the plate in the inning. Less than perfect base running, but they do get on the board. It's 1-0 Eagles. There's ball 1 to Tori Bertucci as we are back to action here at Norristown Area High School. Daisy Foster back on the hill, retired the side in order in the top of the first. The Eagles got her a run in the bottom of the first, and she deals ball 2 to Bertucci. 2-0 is the count. Well, the Eagles were able to push Sherilyn Cluth across the plate in that first inning, as that one's in there for a strike, a little bit low, but they give the call to Foster. And Cluth got on with a walk, and walks are always trouble. And ultimately, after Foster and Barry both got hits, Gina Palecchio was able to knock somebody in with an RBI. That one's foul down the third base line, so it is 3-1. Interesting to see Tori Bertucci swinging away on 3-0. I'm going to give her a green light. She's their 4-hitter. Obviously, that's a spot for one of your better, more powerful hitters. So Foster with the 3-1. Gets the signs from Cope Thicker, catcher. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 3. It's actually 3-2 on that pitch. And that's the second strikeout for Foster, as Tori Bertucci is the victim. Carly Nozick, the first baseman, will now come up. That one's a little high for ball 1. I'm Mark Hodinski. You're watching NASD TV, PW at Norristown. It's 1-0 Eagles, and that one is low for ball 2. The 2-0 pitch is a little bit low. Boy, that looked higher than the one that home plate umpire called a strike just moments ago. But either way, it's 3-0. So let's see if they give another 3-0 green light to Carly Nozick. That one just catches the inner part of the plate, and it is 3-1. 3-1 pitch is bunted at down the first base line and foul, and that is a strikeout. The 2-strike pitch was bunted foul. As we know, foul bunt, 2 strikes is an out, and that'll bring up number 44, the center fielder, Katie Wacker. So Foster, 5 up and 5 down for her. Defense aligns itself for Wacker. That one is in there for strike 1. That one's a little inside for a ball. That one is fouled back into the cage, so there's another strike against number 44, Katie Wacker. Daisy Foster yet to allow a base runner. We're in the bottom of the second. Excuse me, the top of the second. That one's swung on and hit out to right field, and Sammy Kidd is there and puts it away for the third and final out of the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the second. It's still 1-0 Eagles. Welcome back, everybody. The Eagles back up to bat, and Sammy Kidd will lead off. She was up at the end of last inning when a pitch got away, and runner was out at the plate. That one is swung on and skied into left field, and it's caught out there by the center fielder, number 44, Katie Wacker. So 1 pitch and 1 out for pitcher Erica Miller, as it's brings up Julia Santoro. Miller delivers, and it's hit up the middle for a base hit. Palecchio up the middle and gets on base. So the Eagles, once again, with their second batter of the inning reaching base. And Santoro able to be replaced with a pinch runner. So Santoro looking to start something up offensively. The Eagles, last inning offensively in the bottom of the first, were able to get 1. Bases loaded, 1-out situation. You'd like to get more than that, but some questionable base running combined with some excellent defense by PW led to 2 outs at the plate. So Eagles kind of have another stab at it. This is right where everything got started for them in the bottom of the first with 1 out and a runner on first. So here is Taylor Copestick. That one's very low, and it's ball 1. Copestick, of course, as we mentioned, is the catcher for these Lady Eagles, and she's been catching Daisy Foster all season long, and Foster will be the first to tell you that that's a big part of her success, is that one's outside for a ball. I mean, that pitcher-to-catcher relationship is just so important, not only in baseball but also in softball. And Copestick an underclassman, so they'll have her for a few more years. And shows bunt, takes low. One away, runner on first. Eagles still up 1-0. Again showing bunt, but taking this time for a strike. That one's fouled into the parking lot. And that is strike 2. pitcher Erica Miller showed a little bit of a lack of control in the bottom of the first, walking Cluth and getting behind in the count to Foster, but certainly looks to have gotten that rectified at this point. Never really was a huge problem, but now a walk given out, though, as I say that, to Copestick, and there's runners on first and second with one out. So once again, the Eagles threatening to do something here, and it'll bring up Stephanie Dinolfi. Dinolfi with a lot of speed, the second baseman for these Lady Eagles, and she takes it for a ball. It is 1-0. The 1-0 pitch from Miller. It is shot down the first base line and foul, so it's 1-1. That was out. Oh, they call it a strike. That one was on the outside part of the plate, but Dinolfi standing relatively far off the plate, but still, that was borderline pitch that they call a strike. That one's outside for ball 3. First and second, one out for the Eagles. Dinolfi, the batter. She hits it on the ground over to second base. There's one, and they'll not be able to turn the double play, but they do retire Taylor Copestick at second base. So it'll be runners on the corners with 2 outs. And back to the top of the lineup with Maggie Cretion, the shortstop. PW's defense continues to be real solid behind pitcher Erica Miller, as that one's in there for a strike. I mean, it's just simple routine plays more or less, but I mean, throwing out 2 runners at the plate, you could attribute it partially to the base running by the Eagles, but at the same time, when you throw 2 runners out of the plate, you're doing something right, as that one is in for a strike. And, you know, just making the simple routine plays and helping out pitcher Erica Miller, who has certainly been far less than sharp so far. Cretion takes low, and with a stolen base on the play is Stephanie Dinolfi without a throw. Dinolfi swipes it, something she is very capable of doing, has done a lot of, and will continue to do a lot of. And girl at the plate, Maggie Cretion, also is capable of doing that type of thing, as the Eagles have a lot of speed in that 1 and 9 spot with Cretion and Dinolfi. And that one is outside. Miller continues to have a hard time finding the plate consistently. And again, if I'm Coach Kendrick and everyone on this Lady Eagles team, I'm trying to be conservative, trying to take a lot of pitches, see if Erica Miller can throw some strikes. That one's inside, but a call of third strike as Cretion watches it go on the inner half and leaves 2 runners on. They strand 2. It is the middle of the second. And, the end of the second, and the Eagles lead 1-0. Top of the third coming up, and as you can see, a couple of fans are here to support the Lady Eagles. They're having a great season, as they seem to every year. Less than perfect day. It is, May 11th, and it's pretty chilly. Cloudy, overcast, but the rain's holding off so we can get some quality high school softball in here. And Daisy Foster pitching to her counterpart, Erica Miller, and it's low for ball 1. 1-0. That one is a little bit high for ball 2, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch is in there for a strike, 2-1. Foster has yet to give up a base runner through 2 innings. Stone is hit weakly, and it dribbles away foul, and it'll be 2-2. Eric Miller steps in. Foster receives the signs. And the 2-2 is chopped on the ground over to Gabby Berry. Takes it on one hop. Fires over to Devin King at first base. And Erica Miller is retired. 5-3 on the putout. And take a second to explain that in baseball there's a DH where someone can bat for the pitcher. Well, in softball it's similar, but since Stacey Foster is such a great hitter, they do allow her to hit. She's actually the 3 hitter. And as that one's taken low and inside for ball 1. But Devin King plays defense. She plays first base, but she will not hit today, as the DH, so to speak, for her is Julia Santoro. I mean, Devin King, a quality hitter. You know, she'll have plenty of games where she, you know, she'll be in the lineup and she'll do some damage in that lineup. But Devin King just playing first base defensively today, and Julia Santoro, the DH. That one's a little bit high, possibly a little bit outside for a ball. I mean, Devin King, of course, an excellent defensive first baseman. This whole Eagles team really one of the best defensively, and that's why they're consistently at the top of their league. That one is inside for another ball. Foster stretching out that arm. And, I mean, she's pitched every inning for this Eagles softball team except for, I believe, 5. And she throws another ball. But, I mean, boy, just an unbelievable feat. And to continue to be as effective as she has been, in, it's really incredible. That one's chopped on the ground. Berry goes down to a knee to get it. Throws to Devin King for the out. 5-3 once again on the putout. That's Jordan Katz going down, and an excellent defensive play by Gabby Berry. Right as I'm talking about how good they are at defense, Gabby Berry with a perfect example. Now the 9-hitter, Michelle Taunton. Taunton playing right field for the Plymouth-Whitemarsh Colonials and takes strike 1 right down the middle. That one is a little bit low. It's 1-1. Base is empty and 2 outs. Daisy Foster's been flawless through 2 2/3. 2 strikeouts to go along with it. That one's hit weakly over to second base. Then off he picks it up, fires over to King for the final out of the inning. 4-3 on the putout. And that does it for the top of the 3rd.